Well, you have to make sure your lips are ready for talking, Pika. I mean, just wait a second. Ow. Pika, you passed me the preparation H! Ah! Oh, yes, I have a burning sense of humor, don't I? Hey there, everyone. Welcome back once again. You have come to the Comics Coffee Table. This is our coffee table. This is where we assemble like Avengers and meet up at our very own Hall of Just Us. Enjoy. Hello. Pull up a chair to our coffee table. Let me know what you're drinking. What kind of liquid you stuffing underneath that hole under your nose. That's delicious. Hey there. Welcome back. Thank you so very much for tuning in. This year, this season of the show, we are... What is that? Pika, are you trying to... I can hear static. I know. My speakers were giving me some crackle, and I'm like, is that you? Are you literally trying to speak to me? You're a stuffed animal. We take these two books. These were given to me by my parents for Christmas last year. So this season is dedicated to my parents. Hoppy Poppy, my stepdad, and my mom. Hi, Mom. I love you guys. And we're going to be rebagging, reboarding, and reboxing my entire comic book collection. Why? It sorely needs it. Those long boxes have done their job. They're damaged, and they're old, and, and most definitely, I need to board everything. Every single one of my floppies in a bag. Chances are, if I didn't buy it that way, it does not have a board. That's bad on me. I'm starting to see the cumulative effect on the grade of the comic. The grade of the comic. We are learning how to grade comics, and we're going to get an overall sense of their value while we're at it too. So, I mean, do you have a comic book collection? Do they need new bags, new boards, and new boxes? And along the way, would you like to figure out this eternal question of, hey, how much is my collection worth? We're going on that voyage kind of together. I just want to say that I am not a professional grader. I'm just learning how to do this. I'm an amateur. This is done for This show is done for entertainment purposes only. Is to learn and talk about comic books daily, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern. Subscribe. Click on that subscribe button if you could. Be so kind right now and just come aboard. Yeah, we talk about comic books every day, and this is this is what the show's revolving around right now. So, but if you have any serious questions about the condition or value of your comic books, I would suggest going to your local comic book shop, your LCS. I hope I spelled that right. I'm sorry if I didn't. It's been a long time since I used ASL. And I only learned the alphabet, and I know this means bullshit. I mean, whatever. W-E-R. It's whatever. I heard that one too. I heard that's a good one. And let's see. So yeah, I'm not a professional grader. Please, if you have any serious questions about the value or condition of your comics, I'll suggest you go to your local comic book shop, where they can put you in the right direction. And but thank you so very much for tuning in today. A lot to do with this show has to do with getting you to go back to your local comic book shop and spending your money there. I found out earlier this week that one of my beloved local comic book shops has closed. You're going to find that. I'm going to put the video for that in the corner at the end of the show. I found out that New England Comics in Harvard Square, Cambridge, Massachusetts, right over the river in Boston, in the Boston area, has closed. There used to be 3 local comic book shops in Harvard Square. Now there is just one. Newbury Comics, which hasn't really sold, which as comic books go is just it's just one shelf of current reliefs, which is now that kitsch shop that sells T-shirts, Funkos, albums, and stuff. But Newbury Comics was always kind of like a record store as well. It's been a long time. I'm so old. I remember when Newbury Comics used to sell comic books and have back issues. Yeah, you're ancient, kid. So, but I'm trying to get you to get back to your local comic book shop to spend some money, because you might need supplies. I know I do. So I've been buying boxes. I've gone from long boxes to short boxes. The older I get, the heavier these long boxes get. And so that's just cosmic truth. I have bags, not Mylar bags. I need Mylar bags, but they're so hard to find at the stores. I can be buying them off of my online supply chain and have them delivered at some kind of discount as well. Yet, what we really need to do is buy our bags, our boards, and our boxes at our comic book stores so they don't close. Now, I guess that the silver lining about New England Comics is that they're a local chain here in the Boston area. There are several. There have been several. Few of them have closed over the years, like Alston. And but they have. I went to their Malden store on Wednesday. The Malden store is still open. I'll be going to the Quincy store. It's not Quincy. What parish are you from there, kid? It's Quincy. Yeah, John Quincy Adams. It's John Quincy Adams. I know. Sorry. But I asked. The Quincy store is still open. And that one I've been going to for over 30 years. That's true. And seriously, I was going to the Quincy NEC, New England Comics, when it was at the Rotary. Yeah, that's like ancient history. And NEC, New England Comics, it has notoriety and fame because they are the comic book shop that had its own press and print that developed The Tick. That's right, The Tick, and The Tick's become 2 TV shows and a cartoon. It's a great parody of superhero and the genre. It really is. It's so good. But yeah. So let's see. Anything else here on the? We have show notes. Pika makes show notes. Pika is our executive producer. Drinka is he runs the camera in the microphone boom. But he's always, on some kind of union coffee break. And he smells like whiskey. There's occasionally cigarettes, too. What? I'm not judging. And, but it's Sunday. It's Sunday, January the 29th. We've been making this comic book conversation for over a year now. On this day in last year, I made a 9-minute and 12-second video. It was my longest of January. I started feeling a bit more confident about making a longer form show. So that's the longest episode of the new stuff, but it only got 3 views. That means 2 of you who are probably still watching. And our production crew from our Boston studios. Yes, that's 2 views plus. And so chances are you didn't see last year's page. And so we are, for shits and giggles, for fun, because I want to have fun on this show. I use this well-loved hardcover coffee table book given to me about 2 decades ago by one of my best friends. This is a coffee table book, and it's been surfing my coffee table for about 2 decades. And it's been a great source of comic book shop-style conversations, the kinds that we recreate here daily at 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern. We used this book every day last year. We used this book for its intended purpose, a 365 days book. You open up to today's date. It's got some comic book art from an antediluvian age. We read the blurb and then we'd talk about comic books. And then I'd go on and say, and we're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. You got it. And we did. And I'm really proud of that fact. But there's been a lot of gravitation to this book. People really like this book itself. So I pimped this book. There's a link in the description to its Amazon page. It's a 2004 Abrams publication, written and curated by Les Daniels, Chip Kidd, and photographed by Jeff Spear. It's you can get your own copy. It will look great on your coffee table. You can play along at home, and it makes a great gift for a geek. I know. You can find Amazon links to these two publications as well. Get your own copy. Here's your syllabus for this year's workload. Yes, and it's going to be fun. We're having a lot of fun just going through the long boxes, rebagging, reboarding, and checking out old comic books. And then on Sundays, we do new releases. I go to the comic book store on new release day on Wednesday. Not only do I, evaluate. Hey, you're gonna need another short box. They fill up so quick. They really do. They grow up so very quickly. But let's do it. Let's for fun's sake, let's just revisit last year's page. It's January the 29th, and I'm pretty sure last year I covered up something that could be considered problematic with my thumb. I would do that. I will do that. This is my show. I get to decide what I should. And well, I'm not doing that today. It's going to be part of our conversation. It's January the 29th. Portraits by Reed Crandall from the cover of Blackhawks, issue number 80, September of 1954. The Blackhawks were a World War II era aerial team of an international aerial team of international pilots, united in their quest to entertain small people with funny books, something like that. When Blackhawk made his debut in Military Comics, issue number 1, August of 1941, he was a lone Polish aviator seeking revenge on the Yazis, Yahtzee, for the invasion of his country and the slaughter of his family. Gradually, he acquired a team of multinational aviators who stayed with him through World War II, and then followed him into a series of increasingly improbable adventures involving mythical kingdoms, exotic adventuresses, and futuristic weaponry. Pioneers in the field of group heroics, the Blackhawks included Chop Chop, Olaf, Hendrickson, Andre, Chuck, and Stanislaus. And here, it's the out of the depths of the earth came the Death Digger. Dun dun dun. This is what passed for diversity in 1954, which is nearing the end of the golden age of comics. The golden age of DC Comics runs from 1938 to 1955. The golden age of comics. That's Action Comics number 1. And 1938, the premiere of Superman, introducing us to this modern mythology of the American superhero. The Silver Age from 1956 until 1970. The Bronze Age from 1970 until 1984. And then the Copper Age begins in 1984 and goes until 1992. And then we've been stuck in some kind of nebulous catch-all modern age of comics for the past 30 years. I don't accept that. I don't want to agree to that. Yet I respect that. It's in the glossary of the Overstreet Comic Book Price Guide, and so that is an accepted industry standard. So I'm willing to accept that for the overall. I respect that. I wish I could contribute to a better definition of those ages. I have my own ideas, but yeah, let's get back to the problematics. Release the house problematics. Yes, big piles. No. Okay. So that's Chop Chop, and we have a few Asian people in a few Asian friends probably watching us right now in the live chat. Hi everyone, and I wonder what they think of this. Is this a negative portrayal of Asian people? Sure, there's the stereotypical stuff. I'm Irish American. I mean, there are tells and they're like social cues. I think I'm pretty. For me, I'm like, yes, racial stereotypes can, for the most part, I guess, be negative, or I guess it's the intent. If you're going for cruelty, if you're making a racist joke, if you're like, if you're trying to other somebody. But before the internet, in the 20th century, we did not have this interrelated culture. We had, we had stereotypes, and they were based on visual cues of like what this social cultural knowledge of what this other culture looks like, how they would behave, maybe what their vocal patterns would be, especially when brought into English, and especially from being in the United States, our Western point of view. And that's chop chop. And there's nothing more American than Chinese people. Seriously, North America, Canada, United States. I mean, Chinese people helped build this country, helped build these railroads. It was a huge part of the West Coast experience. Indeed. I mean, shit. But trying to figure out, yeah, we could definitely, don't take this the wrong way, but we could definitely use maybe a couple of brown people in here, huh? And some ladies. There eventually will be Lady Blackhawk, yes. But I mean, I'm not shaking my fist at the past or making, excuses or accusations. I'm just looking at it prima facie, at face value. Like, okay, well, we all know that old comic books, especially Golden Age comic books, can be problematic and can evoke outrage from people just because they exist, and that they're from the past, so they automatically support some kind of bias because they were made by people in the past and it's from the past. No, I don't accept that. I'm not going to agree to that. I will agree, though, that the stereotypes, they had their point. It wasn't about sensitivity. It wasn't about respect, I guess. It was more about giving a lot of information very quickly. And it assumes a lot. It really does. And then a lot of fiction, too, has to go with your stereotypical assumption, and then the reality of finding out that people are just people. It's, but hey, what do I know? I'm just a comics fan. I had to say that. I went there. So, being Sunday, that means it's a new release day, and I only got 3. Actually, I got 4. Come to think of it. I got 4 funny books this week. New funny books. And this one needs to be bagged and board. Good. This is Born of Blood, issue 4. It's a matured 17 plus. It was $4.99. This is on Merc Publishing. I was suggested by Drew from Elite Comics. He got me to crowdfund and to back Born of Blood executive Kickstarter version on issue number 3, and so and also Joe Corallo. He's a friend of Wes's, and just any friend of Wes is a friend of mine, and that's where we got beef. I love Joe Corallo. I love listening to him and Perch, and yeah, it's usually some good conversations there. Joe Corallo's been on Wes plenty of times, yeah? Yes. And that's that. We have bagged, we have boarded, and we have boxed. And that's that, yes. I'll get to that a little later. I'm still reading my new releases this week. Actually, I blew through my DCs. I got 3 DC comics this week, no Marvel comics. I wonder why. Yeah. Twitter. Blocking. Creators. Blocking people they don't like. Having trouble identifying myself. Wanting to spend money with Marvel. Sorry. I got Action Comics 1051, Justice Society number 2, and Sergeant Rock 5 of 6. All pretty good comic books. I will say that I am a sucker for Superman alternate comics costumes. I really am, and like, wow, that's a lot of supers, huh? Indeed. But I mean, Superman has his usual costume. He's got his red trunks back. He's got his. Thanks. Oh, the turkey's done. He's got his yellow belt, and I'm very happy with the current Superman outfit. I hate it when they over modernize and tinker with something simple and iconic. I swear. I mean, people are like, "Oh, you and the trunks." I'm pro trunks, and I mean seriously, just all you need is a domino mask and trunks and some kind of silhouette, and you can instantly iconically recognize that character that could be a superhero, could be a supervillain like Sinestro or something. But you know what I mean? It's like, no, you take the whole, like, cape or no cape. Edna Mode, no capes. But yeah, and look at that. Look at all the lack of capes there too. Superman's the only super with a cape. I miss Kara Zor-El's cape there. They also did an updated thing of Power Girl. Power Girl got an updated costume as well. We'll look at that really quick. And there she is. That's Power Girl's new outfit. They kept the boob window. Thank God. But so that's the new Kara Zor-El. I mean, well, it's Earth 2 Kara Zor-El. Karen Starr, not Linda Lee. Yes, what are you going on about? That's just sad. It's Bronze Age and Silver Age. More like Bronze Age, actually. Power Girl is not Silver Age. Power Girl is Bronze Age. This is true. So here we have, that's the Chinese Superman. I love his logo. You know I love the Superman logo. You've seen my own logo. That's called the Super Om. The Super Mantra. I drew it myself. Yeah. I love that. So I love the Superman logo. You know that. So, I mean, this is, I think and that's Jonathan Kent. That's Natasha Iron, the inheritrix of Steel from her uncle, John Henry Irons, the original Steel. That's Kara Zor-El. That's Supergirl. That's Connor Kent, Con L, the Death of Superman inspired clone of Superman and Lex Luthor, and he was part of the modern some past Teen Titans, and it was a really good Superboy. And then you have the new Super Twins. These two came from Philip Kennedy Johnson. He's still writing it. He's been writing Action Comics. Those two are from War World, which is that saga just wrapped up. So these are two survivors from War World, twin girls who are, I think, young teenagers. I think a little older than tweens, but not that old. And they're being adopted by Clark and Lois and being raised as Supergirls. It's funny because there's a great Superman comic called Superman Secret Identity. It was written by Kurt Busiek and art by Stuart Immonen, and it was an Elseworlds title, and it was a Superman story set on an Earth Prime. Earth Prime is our Earth, this Earth, right here, but in the fictional universe. And Earth Prime would sometimes interact with the DC universe, So there's a Superboy called Superboy Prime, and he's from this Prime Earth. And so it's a retelling of this Superboy Prime, but he meets a Lois, where Superman is a fictional character, but he ends up being the real deal. His parents found him, and didn't find him in a spaceship. He was actually teleported from Krypton, so there is no alien artifacts to support. So they found this, this young couple. I think it was Jerry Kent, and I forget the mom's name, but it was not Martha. And they found this baby, and they adopted him, and they called him Clark, because Jerry Kent thought it would be a funny idea. Hey, we found a baby too. Let's name him Clark. But he grows up to be Kal-El, And so he adopts the Superman outfit. He finds a Lois who is Hindu American, and they get in love. They fall in love and get married, and they have twin daughters, Carol and Jane, who grow up to be the superwomen of the next generation, the Superwoman. And so I really believe that's where the new Super Twins are taking their cue from. Oh my goodness, we got to wrap this up. We're getting long in the tooth. Our other two new releases were Justice Society #2, Jeff Johns and Michael Janin. Great work, actually. And then there's great backup. Well, not backup. Sorry. There's great flashbacks. He jumps around in time. So he's got Jerry Ordway drawing some of those flashbacks. Great silver, gold, Bronze Age artist. And then also other art by Scott Collins, who was Jeff Johns' partner on Flash for a while too. I mean, around the issue 200 mark. I just love all three. So this is a really good tour de force of just DC superhero storytelling. It makes issue 1 make a lot more sense. Very happy with that. And I love this comic book. It's Sergeant Rock versus zombie Yahtzees. It's true. Yahtzee! Thank you so very much for tuning in today. It's New Release Sunday. I hope you have a great day. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. We've been talking about comic books, and we're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. Tune in. Please like and subscribe. We make daily content, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern daily. Hit that subscribe button and join us at this wonderful coffee table. Pull up a chair, bring a cuppa, relax, and let's take a break together. And let's use some escapism. Let's leave our problems at the door, pull up a chair to the coffee table, and take a break from it all. We're coming back to our to take care of business right now, but we've enjoyed our break together, and thank you so much for spending some time and hanging out with me. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. You have a good day. Bye-bye. We'll see you again tomorrow in those funny pages.